You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
Building tomorrow today with Rightmove. Looking for quality, reliability, and innovation in your next big build? Choose Rightmove Engineering and Construction, Sierra Leone's trusted name in transforming ideas into enduring structures. We don't just build projects, we craft landmarks that stand the test of time. From state-of-the-art offices and modern homes to fuel stations, water systems, and infrastructure, our team delivers precision, passion, and perfection. At Rightmove, we are not following industry standards, we are setting them. Through cutting-edge technology, uncompromising safety, and sustainable solutions, we are building a brighter, stronger, and safer Sierra Leone. Visit us at 54 Campbell Street, Freetown, or call 078399475 or 077504338. Rightmove Engineering and Construction. Building quality, building trust, building the future.
It's Labor Day. After all the grind, stress, and queries at the office, it's time to ease your brain, laugh out loud, and feel like the CEO. Laugh with Kido. Hustle will make sense on Labor Day, Friday, May 1st, 2026. Venue, prestigious Pintumani Hotel. 7 p.m. Ticket prices: Kido, 500 millions. Answer, 1,000 millions. Amin, table for 4, 10,000 millions. Adil, table for 8, 20,000 millions. You don't buy yourself plenty. Now come and laugh. No excuse. Media partner Liberty Online TV and cooked by Eminence Africa.
I say it don't make sense. I don't make sense. Oh,
Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Breakfast Show where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV. This morning we stream na Facebook, YouTube and also na our website where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Now so they welcome on to this Thursday edition of the Breakfast Show this morning. We will they bring this edition come to you this Thursday morning. My name na Khadija Bangora.
And me na Mabel Kaba. Good morning. Today na Thursday, the 26th day of February 2026. Inside this edition of the Breakfast Show today, we can talk to the All People's Congress APC party. Yesterday, we see Parliament, the Committee on Appointments, be don't interview Edmond Sylvester Alpha for be the Chief Electoral Commissioner. Inaugurates at the Well of Parliament for letting approve or disapprove in appointments, but the committee don't interview him. But the All People's Congress APC party, prior to that interview, they don't pull a position who said give ultimatum of 48 hours to government for let the president go reverse that decision they for appoint the Chief Electoral Commissioner in position with give to Edmond Alpha. Waiting this ultimatum plan for gain, waiting at the reason we made them give ultimatum, we they discuss that inside this edition of the Breakfast Show. And also now this edition of the show, we go for Kanyeri from the National Elections Watch new. We say they can't talk about waiting and think but this position we go to Edmond Alpha, as yesterday Parliament be don't interview him, but they not approve him yet. We can hear from them regarding that, and also the tripartite recommendation, the implementation. Waiting there as election management body think about the implementation so far. We get that discussion this morning at the breakfast show.
All right, you said for the watch you this morning, you will send we your message, your comment, your thoughts on any of the issues them where we can look at this morning. As Unadoyeri from Mabel, the All People's Congress are the main opposition party. From where President B.O.B. right to political party them for inform them say he want for nominate Edmond Alpha for be the new Chief Electoral Commissioner. The APC being states them position say they not agree for the appointment of Mr. Edmond Alpha. But according to the Office of the President, they say 12 out of 14 political party them be agree with the nomination of Mr. Edmond Alpha. I beg your pardon. But the APC continue for all them position because they believe say the president for go according to the tripartite recommendation them where they suggest on the way how the president for appoint the next chief electoral commissioner. But their recommendation they now in a form of electoral reforms where then they try for amend the constitution for adopt some of their recommendation there where they talk about the search and nomination committee. Well, if you don't follow Liberty TV, we don't hold several conversation them around this particular topic. We don't get the lawyers them, we don't get the lawmakers them, we interpret the particular section of the constitution where the president be used for appoint Edmond Alpha. Well, finally yesterday Edmond Alpha be appear before the committee on appointment, but the APC MPs them were they part of the committee on appointment. They not be they part of this session. Osai the committee on appointment be interview Edmond Alpha, and the APC the party been get emergency meeting. Osai then pull a press release and give 48 hours ultimatum to His Excellency the President for reverse Edmond Alpha in position as Chief Electoral Commissioner. Well, the government go listen to this and waiting go be the next steps that they can discuss this morning. And at the studio we get the National Publicity Secretary for the All People's Congress APC Party when I see the Tunis. Good morning, Mr. Tunis.
Good morning, Khadija. It's always a pleasure for the Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak Alhaji. Well, as I don't tell we viewers them, don't try for create a background for let people understand. Also, una come on to now where una reach to this position. Say, una they give 48 hours ultimatum to His Excellency for reverse Edmond Alpha in appointment. If not, una they seize all una participation in governance. Let we go back a bit. How do we get here?
Thank you very much, Khadija. If we recall, post 2023, the APC raised series of concerns about the 2023 elections, the results with the ECSL, CEC then, Chief Electoral Commissioner then announced. And you see also it was not only APC, even international observer missions and local observer missions that raised similar concerns, and we behold with you say not correct, and we've been seized with participation from governance. But of course, international and local mediators then come in, then bring we together to a conference that been to money where from the agreement for national unity emanate. That agreement they been get 8 resolutions. And one of such resolution was Resolution 3, which creates the Tripartite Committee. That Tripartite Committee, they been comprised of the government, we are the APC, and we international partners them. And we sit down, we look at all of the issues, and then work for almost 1 year, and then come up with 85 recommendations. One such recommendation be focused on electoral reforms. Vis-a-vis waiting the happen at ECSL, how we for the appoint commissioners na ECSL and other staff then we the work na ECSL. And clearly waiting we all agree on that we forget a search committee, we na then go advertise, na then go vet, na then go interview, and then when they don't done they recommend people to the president. When are from there the president go pick anybody we want from them people and they way then recommend. And the that committee day in composition be very clear. All man agree as to how the composition for the institutions the way for be represented and how then go pick the person we go serve na that committee day. Now, we don't pass that process day, we don't start the implementation of the tripartite recommendations. Even there we get challenges. We see how then they handpick here and there, and we don't raise concern. But now we don't get to a point where the Attorney General and Minister of Justice don't tell we say we get constitutional amendments they go on. But because election they come 2028, we don't hive out all the parts then of the constitution amendment we get for do with election. We don't bring them come forward so that their reforms then they go happen before 2028 elections and then go form part of waiting go happen 2028. They don't put them on and they into a bill where they don't send go parliament already, Khadija and Mabel. They don't do first reading. They don't ask we the public for give with views. People that don't begin send inputs then go parliament for let the thing reflect actually not only waiting in at the tripartite recommendation but also waiting people think. Waiting we they expect at this moment now that since first reading don't pass, their views then the way people don't send, parliament go make them reflect and then go get second and third reading and let on they go through. But now we don't come to a point, then they go on and we see president don't make this appointment. And now we know this. When you appoint somebody to ECSL, a ban for serve for 5 years. So if you don't appoint somebody now in 2026, that person they get for the till 2031, which means the reforms they all don't agree to, not get for include that particular person the way you don't appoint. And they go beyond the 2028 election. So we don't sit down, we don't look at all of this, we don't raise concerns, we don't engage, but we say they're not a listen. And at this now been care we go. So if the reforms they will all be agreed to where care we go, then all they are there to we not see and say it's necessary for all continue for day.
So the APC wanna take this strong stance because for you say the president and in government they adhere to waiting the inside the electoral reforms them, and why say as a sabotage to the reforms.
So let us look at series of things them we get for do. Let us even take the bill with the cargo parliament. Okay, so series of resolutions then they we how then go present are not correct. Let us take resolutions, recommendation 78 for example. We talk about which type electoral systems we for use. Now, then they talk say, if the constitutional amendment not go through it, we still get a constitution. So therefore, go by that constitution. Okay, fine. So let's come to resolution 78, for example. The current constitution clearly states say the primary electoral system in this country now first past the post, as it is in 38, section 38 of the constitution. We only introduce 38A when a proportional representation whose side will not get existing constituencies. Now, in this bill with the Kergona Parliament, the tripartite recommendation be say, let them go consult. And Khadija, we all see the result from that consultation day. Majority of the people of this country may prefer either first past the post or some hybrid system. But now when they take the bill goes to parliament, they don't even talk about first past the post. Then just go for proportional representation right there. That is one way not correct. And in the same tripartite report, we get recommendation 20, for example, we say we forget a committee in a parliament, we for serve as an oversight, for look at the functions the way ECSL they perform, just for make sure say they stay in tune with waiting the act say and waiting the constitution say. That they not do and they say because it's not constitutional.
We don't host lawyers then, yeah. Them also where we be host and the lawmakers them, they in agreement say appointing Edmond Alpha, the president not breach any section of the constitution, it is within the laws of the state. Then secondly, this tripartite recommendation we una dey hold on to so is not binding, and the constitution supersedes every other agreement or laws of the state.
The constitution supersedes every other agreement. Yes, we agree to that day, we not deny that day. But clearly, we don't take the same constitution. We all agree, say, we forget amendments to that constitution day. That process, they don't start in a parliament, we get for affect this. So this is why we are saying, if you say the constitution supersede everything, the constitution binding, then why we get for be selective as how we implement the same constitution we do now? Why we get for can't force proportional representation? We clearly the primary system will get na section 38 when I first pass the post. We don't breach the constitution. If then they say constitution supersede, that was the constitutional breach, and we challenged that one day as a political party. Now we sit down, we agree, say we for do reform. Now president self, and it don't go as far as they in a parliament. And the AG, I go repeat this till we say, then rush for current reforms, then they go parliament because they want to let it form part of the reforms that will for take place before 2028. And one such, now ECSL, the Chief Electoral Commissioner, nobody not say the president breached the constitution, but the fact of the matter is we all say let's do reform. So if you can now abandon the reform process, then we not see sincerity as to how you want to let this reform happen. We not see say, you committed to the reform where you self-pronounce or where you government pronounce, and that is why we they raise them concerns they are so. Because if at the beginning we say, oh, all this no matter, all this not relevant, then we not for them participate. But we also don't say their agreements they will don't get, their recommendations then they will don't get, then go be actionable and implementable. And it was on that basis we partners they all come on board. That is why every now and then every single person you talk to outside of this country, when a partner go ask how far we don't go with the implementation of the tripartite recommendation.
Abandon the agreements we una be don sign up to say na in una want for do at this time. But any side in other agreements where states say whilst the reforms then they go on, the president not for appoint another chief electoral commissioner until the reforms go through parliament. Any side they way una been signed to that?
There is the agreements now for 2028 for do all the reforms they are before 2028 Mabel. So you don't need for say president not for make appointment. Once the process don't start, it is clear. But the agreement it is clear Mabel now for 2028. But if you don't appoint now, anybody you appoint as commissioner at ECSL, they take 2028 pass.
So you know things say una miss some from the time when una the sign, we una not being clarify certain things. Say for example, when we are going to this agreement, we know say right now this they happen at ECSL, but that appointment day for hold on until the reforms don't go through because perhaps una not signed to them, so that window was open. The president just used in constitutional mandates and do appointment. You know things said when they sign Ayanda they miss some.
No, Mabel, I don't feel so. When you don't do an agreement, it is very clear what in the agreement they are about, what in the reforms they are about. The reforms very clear as to how they do the appointments then, waiting then they propose for let the country adopt for appoint electoral commissioners, not to just the chief electoral commissioners, all the commissioners who they work. And because we want to move away from this same process we president don't use now, so now that make we introduce then reforms then they. So what we are saying, if we get for the cherry pick, if we get for the say, this reform, the constitution supersede, this one we go implement and now, then waiting at the use.
But why, yesterday in parliament, they don't intervene at the committee on appointments. Although on our own members of parliament not been there. And one part thing that we talked in that if parliament give for an appointment, they're ready for serve the people of Sierra Leone and they go ensure so when elections are conducted, results come out within 24 hours. Waiting at this fear where the APC gets, but Edmond Alpha being the Chief Electoral Commissioner.
The fear is not only about Edmond Alpha. It is about every commissioner who don't get and how the processes and procedures now ECSL don't become problematic over the years. And that is why not to APC no more sit down and agree on the reforms. Then we all acknowledge the problems. We all acknowledge how people don't they act. How after every election we all they complain. This not right, that not right, and we won't forget I'm right. So it is not so much about the individual per se, even though, yes, ASEF don't make pronouncements, then we worried as a political party. In the past, they don't make pronouncements, then we're not correct. We worried as a political party, but it is more so the processes, the procedures, how, people are appointed into these offices, how we go ensure, say, we maintain their professionalism, their impartiality in carrying out the duties then at their offices. That is what all of these reforms were about.
Say yesterday there be a missed opportunity for the APC where members of parliament they not been there for go question Edmond Alpha and that committee yesterday.
No,
also for being go asking all the toughest questions about this appointment.
No, we don't, because we don't feel say it is about Edmond Alpha. We feel say it is about how the government go about it. The side where we feel say President self miss unfortunately, yes, you don't write, you don't ask we don't reply you, we don't raise with concerns. If we be really genuine for solve the problems and for carry out these reforms, nothing wrong for let President call the political parties, especially the main opposition. I don't see them concerns they are. No discuss them. Waiting really happen. How we go come to an amicability on this matter. But no, you're not happy. So it means that whatever concerns we raise, it not gonna mean anything. Even if we MPs that we go parliament yesterday, whatever they go say, whatever questions they go ask, not gonna mean nothing at the end of the day, because everything that was required, not just let Edmond Alpha get 50% vote and he's in.
You say just don't make and say, una don't they right, una don't they raise una concern, but
Correct.
the president not ever give una the audience for una sit down as opposition and government, discuss the una concern there and find solution for the concern. Now una don't get 48 hours ultimatum. If you not comply, una they withdraw all una elective officials them and not they take part in governance.
No.
If una don't they raise concern several times, the government or the president not call una for sit on a table. Now una get 48 hours ultimatum say una they withdraw from governance, they go take una serious.
Well, let us wait and see. We get people who mediate between we. For now, even Sidon have been to money. We have moral guarantors. We themselves are signatories to their agreements they are all get. Now they put it together. Now they make we talk. So if it don't reach to a point where one side a breach, waiting we all sit there and agree. We the cherry pick, what you want for implement and what you don't want for implement, we go withdraw and focus on other things.
Attention, the APC really they try forget. Is it that of the president or now the international partners that will be mediate between now for going to this agreement? So now feel say the government or they comply to what you sign to.
It is not about getting anybody in attention.
But that is what you're doing.
No, it is about pushing for what is right for this country, Khadija. And you get so many ways where you put on. We cannot be a violent political party. We are a democratic party, like I don't say Naya, and where you self don't allude to. We don't make we point severally in the most lawful and democratic manner that we can, and if we feel say as an opposition also we don't sit down, we don't feel say discussions don't happen, we feel say we go do reforms, we go better this country, but then in the process of the implementation we see say one side still want for take we back to that side way with people and go continue for lost trust and confidence, then we go sit down, and let the people know exactly, say no, the APC want and always want for they on the side of the people by pushing their reforms, then they will go make sure say we get sound transparent and accountable democratic process, especially when it comes to election business in this country.
This decision, wetin e go really benefit the APC if una withdraw from government, because obviously governance they continue, the president they continue for rule the state.
Obviously, no country not go move in a democratic manner in this way, Khadija. So if the government really serious about running the state, about having the voices of everybody heard, you cannot move without the opposition. At some point, you get for sit down. Except if the government want for feel say, then go run a one-party country. Well, I'll say that is that. Well,
sit down for about 6 months.
Yeah, and we see
the state run,
and we see Khadija.
What's significant effect so that they be get to president be in government? It continue for run the state.
It will get a significant effect. That is why this is the first step where we don't take. Beyond this, there are other lawful actions that we can take, but this is the first for gaining the attention of the people of this country, for make sure say we push them reforms then they for make them happen, because we know say then go there in the interest of the people of Sierra Leone, Khadija. So many things they happen at this country we're not right. So for simple reform, we go make sure say we get with electoral processes right now this country. We no one for doing. Come on, we as an opposition go continue for push, and we go also continue for focus on the several other things the way they happen in this country. We're not right. We will feel say, require we more focus. We go focus on the one and let the people continue for know as well. Where economy they in shambles right now. Now look at the security situation where we don't become confronted with. Yenga de under, Falaba de under. All of these things, then developments, they show say things are not right in the country, and as an opposition, we cannot sit and just be quiet and government continue for, do just as they feel or as they please. No, I don't feel say that is what democracy is.
On our ultimatum, they expire today. Are you hopeful that we'll get for hearing from the president regarding this issue?
We know say the president, they always say he loves this country. He's the father of democracy, and more so he's now chairman of ECOWAS. We don't see and they go to other countries, they preach peace and democracy, they try for bring opposition and governance together. So I don't feel say dandy for be a difficult task for him for na in own country. I not feel say if it be a difficult task for him. We not feel say if we just ignore and abandon, except of course, if you know want a democratic process, we will get tranquility, we will get quietness, then we go wait and see.
This decision wanna take for give the president 48 hours ultimatum for reverse the appointment of this Edmond Alpha. Lot of people listen and say if it raise political tension in the country, how you go respond to somebody we hold on to this concern today?
Government plenty actions then the way government don't do where they raise political tension.
Namely.
Now we don't manage them.
Namely.
Just recently we see the arrest with Secretary General. They suspend with political party. Them moments then they all say now one party they be in this country. They suspend with political party. We don't see wherein now you cannot even talk much, you get arrested. Then they bring all kind frivolous charges against you. You understand? Go to Paremba Road, go to CID and see many people that we still locked up and then cells. Then they go across this country and see many people we still locked up and then cells. Then they because of their political views, because of their lineage. So these are all actions where government they do where they raise political tension. We saw the Minister of Finance going up the well of Parliament, talk say they get for increased tax, but the tax not go affect we. Tax come, they implement boom, the prices of fuel go by $3.50. Those are all actions we can raise tension at this country. All of these things, they raise political tensions, but with the manager, say no sign of the way they go at this country as an opposition for hold any big meetings, we will not forget clearance first. Would they subject ourselves to all of them things, then would they manage them because we want peace and quiet in this country as the main opposition.
So this move on I don't take so now. In you know, they raise political tension aside the things that we don't mention, say, the government self they do, we fit raise political tension, but no, you create that political tension there when as an effect of what the government do.
No, Khadija, we not ask anybody for jump na street.
But una dey
We not ask.
participation from governance.
We not ask anybody for disobey.
But una
We not
say
ask
una dey
anybody for
seize-
disobey government.
Una say una dey seize participation
Yes,
from
because
governance.
with voices no matter, with contributions no matter. We dey raise with voices, we dey talk on issues, we dey, you know, how many times with MPs then they get bullied, then they push bills then through. Even when we know say we dey raise with voice, we dey raise them as high as we could in the interest of the peace and quiet of this country, in the interest of the people of this country. Government not dey listen. Waiting so difficult. Khadija, I'll be really honest. Then situations they are all faced with today, not to today we don't start for face them, but other leaders don't manage them differently. What is so much difficult? Forget a roundtable talks. For talk about issues where they affect this country. What is so much difficult about that? For a lot of opposition and government sit down. They address their issues there amicably. You know, let me tell you a story. Before Christian Atop was appointed, President Ahmed Tijan Kaba, now somebody else, a recommend force, is sent to political parties, then raise concern about that person there. They call them to a meeting, the party then present the evidence there. They see and say, oh, this is correct. They change them and they appoint Christian Atop.
But that was the late President Kaba.
The same thing happened with President Kaba.
Everybody gets in leadership
The same thing
style.
happened to President
And the
Nkrumah.
president believes, say, it is within the constitution.
The same thing happened to President Nkrumah and the appointment of Ali.
Yes.
The SLPP had issues. They had concerns. They called them to a meeting. Bernadette Lahai and others. Then sit around the table and then discuss. And in the end, amicability come in. The whole idea of consultation inside with constitution are that. Now for let everybody get sound mind, understanding, and agreement when it comes to the appointment of them people and they. So that at the end of the day, we all will get one voice say yes. We sit down, we raise with concerns, we discuss them, and we get, you know, response. We please we put we at ease. They not just abandon them concerns, then they Ahmed Tijan Kaba not just abandon the concerns of the opposition, and as by Nkrumah, they not just abandon the concerns we raised by the, you know.
All of these blames to President Bio, because you don't draw references from two past presidents them, maybe they get the same challenge of appointing a chief electoral commissioner. According to you, he be able to come to the table and resolve them amicably. But in the case of President Bio now, una don't they raise concern, una don't they write a position to them, but it not seem for the countenance, una own position them. So is it that na President Bio in own leadership style?
I am not shifting blame. I am drawing his attention as to how, as president, especially in these trying times, as president, how we as political party feel, say, you know, the relationship for the, how if they do things differently. You know, Sierra Leone did a defining moment. President Bio did a moment where he's not running for office anymore. And then a moment where he's the chairman of ECOWAS Authority of Heads of States. You know, so at this defining moment, we believe, say, if we focus on living a democratic legacy with this country and this region, this ECOWAS region will be proud of for many, many years. But as it is now, you know, we more, they get entangled in, you know, in a politics way, they create more division, where they create more suspicion, and where we feel, say, they undermine with democracy more. So a contrary in actions in Sierra Leone, in government in action as Sierra Leone, contrary to waiting with the Eri and they preach in other countries. and we not feel say it's supposed to be that way. They get an opportunity for unite this country, for strengthening with democracy. Then reform process is there. So if we implement them, fine. It will left a legacy for our way. Not only Australia will be proud of, but the ECOWAS region as well. And we not feel say if Osido and miss this opportunity.
How the appointments of Edmund Alpha they unbug the reforms?
I just don't talk and I just know. The appointment of electoral commissioners, now one way, the reforms and they speak to. Edmund Alpha is 62 years old. By 65, we would expect say he will retire 3 years from now. If he is appointed, he is expected to stay in office until 2031. We go beyond the 2028, elections when all the reforms they speak to. This now the second electoral commissioner President Biodun appoint. We get the first for the East. Danny back been bring a lot of argument and tension, and now the chief electoral commissioner. So the focus for we is not Edmund Alpha as an individual. It is about how we feel say the reform, agenda we will get, the reform activities we will don't start to a point that we now have a bill in the well of parliament. We don't go through first reading. We will feel say enough or don't harm we in any way if we do the second and third reading and get taken to the president. Once he pass, take him to the president, make he accent his signature. But if we dey parande, then you do this, then they look to we say, probably you're not sure say you go get what you want. From then reform, then they with the parliament. And that is why you are rushing to do what you are doing, because you not feel say that one day na parliament go give you what you want. And we not feel say the country for be run that way. Then.
See, some of una critique them, na APC they say, una the APC self get past issue of electoral credibility, una they accuse Mr. Edmund Alpha for, because during una term in governance, we una conduct elections, the SLPP went to court challenging the elections.
Yes.
We see during una conduct elections, una own electoral commissioner una appoint certain the Christian Thorpe and nullify plenty results them. Now the SLPP stronghold is say uda not satisfy, let go police.
Not to we appoint Christiana Top, not President Kaba. But that is not, we not disagree to that. No election not in this country will not on challenge.
And they talk about the second time of Christiana Thorpe.
Now they talk so. No, whether Christiana Top, whether Mfa Ali, whether Mohammed Kone, no election not in a salon where the other side not on frown at the result, where the other side not on challenge. We all acknowledge that, and the President Bio himself acknowledged that. Now I make after the election, even where we they cry, instead go to parliament, now in first talk about electoral reforms. And that is exactly for the same point we don't make. That is why we now surprised that we want to abandon the same reforms they are so. We all agree forget, because we don't want a repeat of 2007. We don't want a repeat of 2012. We don't want a repeat of 2020, 2018 and 2023. That is why we all agree that law will make meaningful reforms so that 2028 could be different. But if in the middle of the game, they see one side, they abandon that one day, and that is why we raise the alarm and we don't decide for take this action as a political party.
So una feel na the best solution than they for una at the end of the day reform for all government activities, although then go on and do it and then suppose for the do on them path.
This is the first step. Oh, they take. This is the first line of action where we feel say now the most easy and democratic line of action we will take. There are others we might come up as we go depending on how we engage as political party and as government. And this is not just about the APC. This is about Sierra Leone. I mean, the thing is, Mabel, in this country, where we are now, unfortunately, I always say as an individual, and this is my fervent heart at the talk, we have a constitution that is sound, that is good. But people always, they present the constitution as being ambiguous, and then they interpret it in a way where they create confusion, where they create difficulties for this country. And that is why we all want for simplify them, for make them clean, for make them easy, for all accept and engage. You know, where we are now, for abandon that process there and for continue this way, we feel say it go hamburg in 2028 as a political party. We feel say it go hamburg this nation, and that is why we're not shy for take this action for stopper.
But now that abandonment we the talk about, nine on a sim for the do, because process they go on, nobody not put them yet to an official stop say not for continue. Now when I don't get an ultimatum where obvious say today we expire. The worst the APC can do is members of parliament, elected officials, una not go work on a Sudan us. Where una for don day instead, play on your own role. If na questions una ask, at the end of the day, whether answers come or not, una conscience go clear say, una been day and una state una position.
Mabel, they don't abandon the constitutional amendment process because as far as we are concerned, after the first reading, citizens don't make inputs. Nobody not come to it and talk to we. What citizens don't say. The leadership in parliament not call that bill day again yet for second reading. I know say we MPs they don't they push for that for let them get second reading on that particular bill day. You know, this singular appointment they undermine plenty things but our reform day. And they undermine plenty. It will undermine the whole spirit of the reform process self-hold on start. So that is why we are saying, no, we cannot continue in this manner. You know, the government not go continue for treat the people of this country that way they, and we as an opposition sit on. If we go at that parliament, we participate by the interview of Mr. Edmond Alpha. We sit down, we participate on the vote. Whether we lost that vote day ago to, we are part of the process. You know, that is why we are saying, no, we cannot be part of this. Let us conclude the reform process. No election will get for happy Naya before 2028. None. Edmond Alpha is still at the ECSL. He's acting. You know, so that they not be really get nothing for interrupt. He's acting there. He's there. It goes still left day, we do the reforms, we get with such a nomination committee. It goes still, who knows, be nominated by the search committee.
Exactly. Such a nomination committee being get the opportunity for us to sit down and pick them back. Una for being agree?
Yes. We'll not forget issue with him because he has been, vetted by them. He has gone through the processes as prescribed by we all and by the amendments in the constitution. We don't get issue with them. So that is why we say we further exercise patience. Let we conclude this so that we not go day with day now. So this argument back and forth they happen between we and government. It not really necessary.
Mr. Tim, is this action we una don't plan for take for withdraw all una elected officials if una not get a word from the government within the next 48 hours ultimatum, we una don't give the government of President Bio, una they withdraw una elected officials them. Una don't really sit down and get a concrete agreement with the elected officials there, because the last time we una make the same attempt, a lot of them be they get issues for comply. Some be even go to parliament.
We not just come to this conclusion, Khadija. We met, we thought this through. We meet with we elected officials. Then beyond them, we meet with all we structures them across this country. And this not something we don't think through. It is not something that we just sit down as leadership, we decide. No. And that is why in we press release, we make references to the meetings that we will get and to the different structures that we will meet with. and how everybody are they in agreement for this particular position we don't take. So not to just a unilateral decision of the leadership of the party, it is a consensus we'll build among we all as leadership and with the elected officials them, and they are all committed, to this, and we know say the incorporation will be, we will get in cooperation and we go achieve what we set out for do.
For how long on a plan for ladies on a decision here day?
We go there for as long as we get the response we the people of this country they yearn for from government. For as long as we able foresee say we do the reforms they are so we needed, for make sure we get a more transparent and credible electoral process leading to 2023.
Are there signs say Are there signs say una go get the response where una they ask for?
Well, we hope so. I mean, like I said, we hope say government go pay attention, and we hope say the president, go do the needful, and then of course, waiting there in the interest of the people of Sierra Leone go prevail.
There's so much going on right now for our internal party elections, and get this for handle with the government, because for una believe say be don't sign an agreement where so many people they question that agreement. They say too normal as political party, they not go sit down and sign something where they affect the entire population of the country. CD.
Well, I mean, it's not entirely true say that we too normal sit down. Yes, now we being the parties. Now we the APC, now we bring grievance. No other political party not bring grievance, unfortunately. Now we bring grievance. But when the Tripartite been they will do their work, they not only limit to the APC, they invited other people. They invite other political parties. We're sending their inputs. They meet with APA, and so everybody's sending their input. So I'm not going to entirely say not just the APC and SLPPS. Now we not be the signatories, because now we not be the party we be get grievance, and then the government come in and respond to the grievances will be get. So we're not going to now come in and begin in the middle of the implementation. People want for low abandon, the whole process, because they feel say, it not go favor them, or, any for whatever reason, if it not be meaningful and not feel say we will get, the commitment we would only get from even with international friends them, where we always they cry to foresee say this country in development continue for go before. That because then see say them then reforms then they go add to with democracy, they go, increase on the level of with democracy what they practice in this country. And that made them embrace her. And it has become, a novelty, because any side you go out of salon, people they talk about their recommendations, then the implementation of their recommendations, which is why it is really disappointing that at this stage we want for begin for bend and do things where we just undermine the whole process again.
Staying out of governance, especially Parliament, where critical bills them day before them now, build them like the constitutional amendments day before them, and other laws them waiting they pass on behalf of the people of Sierra Leone. Una nothing say that's unfair to the people in way una MPs then they represent at the well of Parliament.
No,
because if they're not in a Parliament, it don't mean say the work of Parliament go stop, then go continue.
No, it's not unfair. Now because we see say they want for slow down the same constitutional amendment we did talk about, and they want for abandon, and that make we take this action. We action for make sure say we expedite the constitutional amendment process. I always they take we back to the reference the AG back in words. We bring the reforms then Now the constitutional amendment we get for do with the electoral process forward, because we want for conclude them before the 2028 elections. So, and this particular aspect, now part of the reforms then we want for see concluded before the 2028 election. Yeah, but it go affect
They don't do pre-ledge of the bill. They don't do first reading. They don't even call for position paper. And according to the deputy speaker, he said by April, then go done with all of them process there.
So waiting. So why the rush? This one, now huge part of that reform, the disappointment. So if by April everything will be concluded, we'll not get election between now to April. So why the rush? So why we not go patient? In April, we conclude that matter day. President go assent in signature. The search and nomination committee be constituted, and then go ahead and do the search for the next set of commissioners now ECSL, and we get this thing done amicably.
According to Honorable Bashiru Siliki, when the deputy leader of government business who host Tanaya, he said there are limitations, especially with engaging with donor partners, signing sensitive documents, putting together the budget for the next elections, 2028, where an acting chief electoral commissioner not go able for do.
I don't feel say that they correct. I really don't feel say that they correct at all. Because whenever you engage, I don't do in governance before. Now government and donors they engage, not to individuals and donors. And then when it comes to financing activities in this country by donor partners, the Ministry of Finance and partners they engage. You understand? Yes, the implementers will be the institutions them. So I don't agree with that notion. They say, oh, when it comes to signing for donors and this, no, those are implementers. Now, government to donor engagement then at that level, then that is why, you have committees, for example, when it comes to electoral processes, engaging with donors, you get committees where they engage directly, where include Ministry of Finance, Attorney General's office here and there. Then they one and they, normally can sign. Where the resources don't count, the implementers, they implement. So I don't entirely agree with that notion, the way the deputy leader say.
If na Edmund Alpha end up for take salon to the 2028 elections, what will be the position of the APC?
If we get the processes then right, we have no issue with that. But for now,
things remain as they are, it go through parliament, then agree for them, and it take the nation to the elections. Waiting go be on a position.
We go decide on with next steps. As a national publicity secretary, I not go Sidoya. Their actions, they are what they talk about. So now, because we meet as a political party, we agree, say, we'll take this. If we go back, things not change, and we feel, say, we'll take further steps, and we agree, I go come back and tell the nation, waiting at the next steps, then we don't decide for take as a political party. But for now, I cannot state.
All right, let me just look at some of the messages them CD, so you go respond before you left way, and we usher in we next guest. We na the national coordinator for the National Elections Watch New, Reverend James Lahai, where they can tell we new then stands on the implementation of the Tripartite Committee recommendation and other things them we get for do with issues them where they happen presently. We they look at few messages them. This one from Sam Lahai is say, Mabel, will you focus on the question of the reappointment of Christina Thorpe that the ruling now was against, but they still went ahead with? Secondly, I had CD saying as long as the people of Sierra Leone get what response they want from the government, they will go back to work. Is it the APC or the people of Sierra Leone? Because we have people who are not APC, and this move is in their own interest.
All right, this one from Samuel Bangura on the YouTube. He say, what is there about the human capital development whose desire is corrupt rather than contributing to the nation?
Mustafa Salia Bao, they say, what are you really afraid of APC? As you are saying that you trust yourself, why not let the process be? Una just remember waiting una do the last time. Go Police by Christiana Thorpe.
Alright, we look at more messages we don't come in. This other one from Ibrahim Stephen Kuruma, a very long message. He said the APC is not behaving like a serious opposition party. They appear to be losing focus day by day. A honest political party should not depend solely on seeking attention from the international community, especially when Sierra Leone is a sovereign state. CD and the APC leadership need to strengthen their groundwork and internal strategies. The same mistakes were made during the 2023 elections. Instead of adopting a constructive and strategic campaign approach, they focused heavily on disrupting past election outcomes, particularly claiming the SLPP did not genuinely win the 2018 elections. To this day, they have not fully accepted the outcome of 2018 elections and now they seem to be repeating the same pattern, boycotting parliamentary proceedings or issuing a 48-hour ultimatum to President Bio does not reflect serious political maturity. They know very well that the president has constitutional authority to appoint officials, including appointment of Edmond Alpha as Chief Electoral Commissioner, Chairman of the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone. Such an appointment, once constitutionally executed, is unlikely to be reversed through political pressure. APC must move beyond the blame game and concentrate on developing a strong campaign strategy, rebuilding public confidence, and preparing effectively for future elections. Say now, Dembraya believes say SLPP no win 2018 and 2023 elections. If una no move perception, una mind, una forget focus because all time. Una go take am say the rig election. Very funny people. APC feel say na international community go take power give them. Una no focus here. Another 10 years long go.
Alright, I will take this one from Fode Mustafa Toure. He say, I was telling the APC to stop listening to the government and take a stance on government dragging its feet. It has got them to this point.
This one says, CD, you guys are all the same. This same thing your party did during the appointment of Umfa Ali. SLPP say no to it. But at the end of the day, he was approved by your party, sir. During that time, the SLPP was not calling on the international community. While was the APC calling on international communities when they are in opposition? Because if Syria can remember, when Chief Sam Sumana took the APC to the ECOWAS court, then former Attorney General did said they cannot talk to any international community for that matter. So why now they are calling on the international community?
Abubakar Sano, they say, I understand that there is a limit period for a person to serve as an acting ECSL bossa. Maybe that prompted the president to announce the appointment. At least let our elected officials go and do what we elected them for. Mind you, they are being paid through our taxes, so it's unfair on their part. They are representing the people of this country in the well of parliament, not the All People's Congress. So they have responsibilities to stand for us in parliament and not to boycott parliament.
Alhaji Sharif Resi Khadija, please ask CD if what happens the last time when two APC parliamentarians went against the party to go into parliament, what will happen? If it happens again, what will they do?
All right. So many messages, but we go now come to CDI at Tunis for try for respond in some way. So we go just bring in we next guest who they can talk to.
Well, thank you very much to the texters. First of all, make us say this: the reform process is what they push for, not just for the APC. Now for this country, now for the people of Sierra Leone. Whenever we do reforms as a country, it is not for one political party. So that person, the way they talk about, they push reform for APC. No, it is for Sierra Leone. And we not sit down, they have per international community no more. Of course, they are our moral guarantors. For let peace stay in this country, then contribute a lot, and they're spending their taxpayers' money for help we for develop this country. So, I mean, that is why whenever we did take actions and we did push for things, we make references to them, because some of us know how much they have done for ensure say this country continue for enjoy peace and quiet and with democratic processes and systems. We are very much focused on our activities as a political party, and we internal mechanisms then they. And the issue about Christiana Topia appointment, we talk on I said it that yes, the SLPP be opposed to Nfa Ali appointment. But what did President Nkrumah do? He called the leadership of the SLPP and they all sit down and discuss. And at the end of the day, then get amicability, then get agreement before ever Nfa Ali was appointed. So this is not something that just happened today. You know, and I don't talk repeatedly. We all agree on these reforms because repeatedly we want to get elections in this country. The party within our opposition, they complain about the results. So that is why we all sit down and say, okay, let us solve this once and for all. So we'll not go continue forget a repeat of them things they are. So, and if we're in the middle of the reform process and now we see appointments, they happen here and there, then would they abandon the whole, reform? We don't go as far as getting to parliament. Then, of course, we're not feeling say meaningful, and that is why we have taken this action.
All right, many thanks to the Tunis National Publicity Secretary for the opposition. We join with this morning for can state on a concern and why una decide for give 48 hours ultimatum to President Bio for reverse the appointment of Edwin Alpha as Chief Electoral Commissioner. And it'll be a pleasure for get you this morning. We'll continue for call. If anything new to happen as to on a position, follow go inform with audience. Well, we can talk to Reverend James Lahai now. We're the National Coordinator for National Elections Watch New. They can talk about their own position on the implementation of the tripartite recommendation them and other things then where they happen now around electoral reforms. Quickly, Lord, just take this message from we partners them UBA. Then we'll come back, we'll go talk to Reverend James Lahai. We do it now at the studio.
Building tomorrow today with Rightmove. Looking for quality, reliability, and innovation in your next big build? Choose Rightmove Engineering and Construction, Sierra Leone's trusted name in transforming ideas into enduring structures. We don't just build projects, we craft landmarks that stand the test of time. From state-of-the-art offices and modern homes to fuel stations, water systems, and infrastructure, our team delivers precision, passion, and perfection. At Rightmove, we are not following industry standards, we are setting them. Through cutting-edge technology, uncompromising safety, and sustainable solutions, we are building a brighter, stronger, and safer Sierra Leone. Visit us at 54 Campbell Street, Freetown, or call 078399475 or 077504338. Rightmove Engineering and Construction. Building quality, building trust, building the future.
It's Labor Day. After all the grind, stress, and queries at the office, it's time to ease your brain, laugh out loud, and feel like the CEO. Larger with Kido. Hustle will make sense. on Labor Day, Friday, May 1st, 2026. Venue, prestigious Bintu Money Hotel, 7 p.m. Ticket prices, Kilo, 500 millions. Answer, 1,000 millions. Amin, table for 4, 10,000 millions. Adil, table for 8, 20,000 millions. You don't buy yourself plenty. Now come and laugh. No excuse. Media partner, Liberty Online TV, and cooked by Eminence Africa.
I say, it don't make sense. I don't make sense. Oh,
Come back, you still a Waji Breakfast Show where they come to you live. Now Liberty Online TV. We tell you now say this segments of the show where they can talk to the National Elections Watch, where they can discuss issues we get for do with. Then as National Elections Watch, waiting and they do right now internally and also waiting and then your contribution towards the Tripartite recommendations. We know say Parliament the reforms and where they go on them, they don't ask the public and groups them, interest groups them for letting go position paper as to waiting themselves once for be reflected now the reforms them where they happen. Well, one for welcome to the studio this morning, Reverend James Lahai. We're a national coordinator for New. Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Show, Reverend.
Thank you, Mabel and Khadija, for hosting me. Good morning.
All right. So we'll start the conversation with the reforms and where they go on currently. We know say Parliament we don't ask the public and interest groups them for cargo position papers to waiting them once for be reflected in the reforms. Let me just start here for the National Elections Watch. Una don't express any interest regarding them position paper the way Parliament they ask for. Una don't get one.
Yes. And we don't submit yesterday to the Clerk of Parliament and to the leader of government business in Parliament and the opposition leader in Parliament.
So now waiting on your area of interest regarding the reforms and the...
Yeah, well, we look at the whole bill itself, the bill on the Constitution of Sierra Leone Amendment 2025. We not look at the draft bill no more. We don't look just at the bill. We look at the bill in conjunction with the Tripartite Committee recommendations, the Justice Cowan Constitutional Review Committee recommendations, and waiting now we own position. Because we read the Attorney General and Minister of Justice says, now then documents then they inform the content of the bill. And so we make reference to them in with submission what we do. We now take like everything, not that everything is not important, but we look at 8 key areas and then also things them way the bill not capture, when we feel say them pertinent, we draw the attention of Parliament to them in the day. We are 3 of those ones.
On an election management body, on a done they observe elections both locally and internationally. So in this aspect, also in then 8 main area where the National Elections Watch pick as soon as your interest on the reforms and where they go on.
Well, we really not to election management body. Normally they can't run behind we. We are election observers. Number 1 area now the area of the nomination and the appointments committees. The one for the electoral commissioners. We then they recommend for a nomination, such and nomination committee. The committee way for search and then come out with proposal about people way from amongst which the president can now appoint. And so that's one area, the search and nomination committee. The draft, they say, okay, then we need for establish a search and nomination committee, which is good because then go reduce the excessive power within the hands of the presidency in determining who becomes a commissioner of the Electoral Commission, since most times they also compete in the same elections. And so, but the draft in go ahead for list either for the pada committee, and the proposals where they make give the president the authority for appoint them people then they, even though they show categories or institutions, but even the naming of the institutions not indicates a particular institution where they come up from, which means the president can still pick from anybody. Like if you say a legal practitioner, you know, you can take any lawyer because a legal practitioner. And so if you say that they go boil down to the same thing when the president they appoint and nominate, even as it happen now. So we look at the tripartite committee recommendations, then list specific institutions where then people are for come out from. And so and then they say now their institutions then they for nominate the people them way for they on that committee. And so we agree with what the tripartite committee recommendation say. Let the people them we not them institution who supposed to present support. Let them use their own decision making process for appoint who therefore represents them on that committee rather than the president appointing. And then they will say, and when it comes to the area of civil society representative, we say if we come out from a civil society organization where they work on elections and elections related activities, because they are way familiar with the situations that they're supposed for begin take decisions on those areas where they deal with. That's number one. Number two, now the issue of independent presidential candidates. We will elect that because the space for open. But then waiting the bill they say this person forget some kind of financial standing and community support. How would you even determine that? So if we say that's unfair, because elections there should be a level playing field for everybody. So we say the same criteria where they for candidates will be nominated by political parties, let the same criteria cover whether one can stand as a presidential candidate. Rather than you get prescription, the people they come for the same position, but you get different prescriptions because of the categories. If you say that is making the thing uneven, not a level playing field. We also look at the issue of proportional representation. For proportional representation, we draw the attention of Parliament to the fact that we will hold a consultation of civil society leadership across this country. And in that consultation, we discuss the various types of electoral systems and the appetite being greatly there in favor of first past the post. And so we recommend the first past the post over the proportional representation. And the gap where they in the present bill is that they just say the proportional representation. They not tell which type. So that don't left room for discretion. And discretion can be abused. And so if we say the first past the post, now in this country, desire as at this material point in time, especially where people they look at what's happening in 2023, where they do the proportional representation. We don't totally disconnect representatives from their various constituencies and wards. And there's no connection between representation and those people who are now being lead. And that's dangerous. And that they create a whole lot of problem at locality level.
Reverend, I sure saying you don't follow the conversation so far between the two political parties that have been going to this tripartite agreement put together recommendations when the APC and the SLPP and una serve as elections observer group. Don't they play una own key role for popularize some of the tripartite recommendation? They let the people then know waiting inside the tripartite recommendation. Now, if you are like, it don't stall. All man seem for the holding position. The government believes say tripartite agreement not binding. The constitution supersede that of any other agreement. The president don't go ahead use the sections them where the constitution gain the powers for appoint a new chief electoral commissioner. Implementing the recommendation there at this crucial time, it just don't do one place. Waiting new go say to the political players them at this point.
Well, I just will say that we need to be honest and sincere to this country. And let we actions, they're not hiding the political divide in this country. The unfortunate thing we don't happen in this country now that every aspect of life has now become partisan. Guinea soldier then come, they arrest the soldier there, and they now become partisan. We do not have anything again that we can stand as a nation for look at. It has to be viewed on partisan basis. The government gets a responsibility for de-escalate this kind of stance. It is not good for our country. It is not good for our development. It is not good for our progress. And that's why every action now the government they take, it need for where whether this action what they take, it go able bring unity or it heighten division. So now that day we go see as far as that question they concern. Because in the first place, what it bring about this issue of the tripartite? Now disagreement over the 2023 elections. And like I can normally say, I appreciate the president for letting he bend down for accept the tripartite arrangement when we constitution not provide for that. And if he don't do that, it's supposed for continue for express the goodwill. Say that's what I been do. I mean because I want let this country go be straight. I no one left. I left this country in disarray, in the kind of status I did so. If I be the statesman, where for be above the partisan politics where they go on. If I stand out, and you see, he is a young man. After in time, he still get for day alive. He dey live. He go see the impact of his actions the way he take right now. So he really need for examine anything there, and that time he will not be having power. And we will be relating with him in terms of the decisions where they take now and how it get for impact prosperity. And as Koroma can do you now they alive and they see. And you go see say when there is remorse because things that way he be need for do, where he failed for do when he had the power to do them. Now then they unfold and they see how unpleasant they are. And I really want to appeal to the president. Let it not take that lane. Let it go be it go because I mean I really don't know. This guy had been a head of state before. He has the experience. He left and he has come back. So he should be the kind that really should know what the issues are and address them. Not to under a own period where this country for be this much divided. Tijan Kabad did a whole lot for bridge this gap in the country. These two leadership will not succeed them. They don't help the situation. They don't really destroy this country with these parties and something. Now you can on radio or you can on television. You talk on development issues. People will understand it from partisan point of view. Where are we heading as a country? And then people here they travel. Then they go to other people in the country, the people in the country. They see the good things. But they will always take example of the bad things.
In your opinion, Usai Salon Misam will come to a state where everything now person say they must link them to politics before somebody accept what you they talk.
This thing begin from 2007. I begin small. Then he graduate to secondary 2012 electoral circle. 2018 now it's severe. Now they don't critical. If the president not see the trend and take a decisive action for an about turn, we are going to have a big problem. And even the reforms where they go now suppose for be the opportunity way for able manage this situation. It is being undermined by the partisan stance of the people they will rely on for put this country together. It is pathetic. And I don't know why they are not seeing it. I don't know if they think it's an advantage to them. You know, you may underrate the people. You may think because you are in power, you can have it all. That was what the APC was doing. They felt they will remain in power forever. And so they didn't take out the bad laws that were being pointed out to them by the SLPP. The SLPP is in power. They knew those bad laws. And they are here. They are not working on them.
Reverend, if the tripartite recommendation, them especially the one that we get for do with electoral reforms, continue for stall this kind way, what in this mean for democracy, free, fair, and transparent elections?
It means the country not ready for mature in democracy. Multi-party governance suppose for accommodate divergent views. You know me say na enmity you dey under adinaya. That which is good for the country for be good for all of us. Enough for good in the eyes of some and some they undermine them. And at that state they would they now. It don't appear like the government, if they take in positions, you don't know what anybody feel. Because if you say it is have a purpose, and that is wrong. And the opposition don't take a kind of position whereby everything the government is doing is bad. Even when it might be good. That's not how it should be. So, I mean, that two political parties here, I think they need for go for another tripartite engagement in terms of how they really engage with state governance.
But at the same two political parties, after we don't go tripartite come, now members then are then same party, I don't they say it was a selfish agreement with them go pan. Then can't go take decision for a whole nation, just limit them to themselves. They are the problems. You know, things say the two party themselves, now they are the problem, not the nation.
Well, I think now maybe talk on this studio say that particular tripartite arrangement a selfish arrangement. And I still stand by that. Because we are not going to go discuss national issues and then we say now we two no more. Now we go sit down and agree on things where therefore be things the way the impact on the nation. In fact, that they make when I think it all therefore be skewed towards what you look at, what your interest areas are. So now make in fact you see say they don't submit their report and recommendations. They begin argue against say they did not say this. They started to disown their own work because it was not sincere. It was not honest. It was not in the best interest of the country. And from where they start some at that initial stage, now that goes still will they go. When they done that thing, that tripartite recommendations, when they done them, they submit them to the president. We like for look far. Because it don't tell how they work on elections related activities. we bring together civil society leadership, human rights organizations across the country. We hold a consultative conference for say how we go interface with these tripartite recommendations in implementation process. In fact, the chief minister nine will give the keynote address. The present Attorney General and Minister of Justice will make a statement. That's in a deputy. We will get diplomatic partners. It was a big consultative conference. We come out with that consultation with a position paper on how civil society will interface with the implementation of those recommendations. And the first thing will be note that then thing and the gentleman's agreement and not binding. That if I go parliament, let them go their recommendations in parliament, let parliament endorse them, and then it now becomes legal. They did not do that. The APC did not insist on that to happen. And so now you don't see what's in the unfold. People feel say there's a constitution, and so they cannot be guided by a gentleman's agreement. So we are gradually going back to where we came from. We hoped that we were going to move away, but we are going back. And now the APC don't give an ultimatum that if this not happen, they're going to boycott. Not a boycott will come out. Now for boycott, tripartite was born. And that's where we are going back. So no work done. No work done. And how can you be managing this state like that? And then make other countries that don't begin to take advantage of we. Oh, they say now we get under. Oh, they say now we get under. Because internally we don't scatter ourselves. We are not planning and thinking as a country. We are planning and thinking as a political party. And even in the political party, I can tell Khadija and Mabel, it's not everybody that is happy with what is happening within the political parties. But everybody is afraid. We are now like in a paranoid situation where you don't know what you go do, what you go say, where it not go land you into problems. And this is not good for a country.
How for de-escalate the current political atmosphere in Salon?
Now the president for stand out. The president, the father of the nation. Now for give direction. Now for prove say now they in charge. And now for take actions where they make whether you then in your political party or you then opposition, they make say the president mean what they talk so. Not because you're in a political party, therefore you are protected. No. Let it take the actions them. Deliberate. And this is last time. And now people go to nobody again for what campaign say vote for me. So this is a very good opportunity for let able put this country on a trajectory where they able make with democracy grow and even with country for let it develop. And now he is the chairman of ECOWAS. That is another advantage he has. For tell impair them now the sub-region that he is a model. He should be copied by how he is managing this country.
Now we look at our engagements. Now I want for go around the country. I want for continue for lend on a voice as election observer group for talk to people about their recommendation there. Let us see the importance of the recommendation there, because the first message will come now that they want for look back into the electoral system, bring reforms, we go make the country begin practice international best practices when it comes to free, fair, and transparent election. Now, the tripartite, they na this point, usa it day. How on ourselves go move forward?
Well, Khadija, if you say you want to do something progressive, and the feedback where you get, they point to the fact that your intention is not how the people are viewing it. I feel say you suppose to go back to the drawing board and redirect whatever you are doing. But if you insist on going on direct with that, then it means your aim is not progressive. Your aim is like taking us back to where we are coming from. Coming to our own internal processes. For every electoral circle, we dey do a membership mobilization drive. We dey look at organizations wey be don dey with we, but we don go political, or we no dey work again in the areas wey align with the work dem wey we dey do as National Election Watch. So we dey update with database of membership. And after every 2 electoral cycle, we dey go back to the districts because the core of the operations na at district level. So we dey go back to the membership at district level for let them elect a new leadership. In each district, we get 12-member district team, including the district coordinator and the district secretary wey na dem dey provide direction for that district team. Of that 12, 6 for be woman, 6 for be man. Of that 12, where it is possible, there should be 2 persons with disability. So that 12 then the general membership of new at the district level, now then they elect them, so that they're legitimate for manage new in processes at the district level. So now that process they would they about for go now for go do. Now all the districts them would they divide themselves into 2 teams. Whilst you get one team they go now north west, northeast, the other team they go now south and east, and then we will converge now the western area. And this go where they go so we they also look at internal processes and discuss them at district level, so that the inputs what they get at those district level now in they lead we to national meeting. In fact, after all these district engagements, we they get with national meeting. With national meeting, now in the highest decision making body. Now in they design the policies, the broad framework where we suppose for the deal with. And at that national meeting, we they elect the chairperson of National Election Watch. And the chairperson now go look at with strategic management committee and bring in reforms if we therefore come in with new members or not, because the strategic management committee now in our own government. Now in they oversee the day-to-day running of the National Election Watch. Now then they work closely with the secretariat, and the chairperson now in the chair also that strategic management committee.
So wetin dey happen with the civil society organizations, and because una make up of different civil society organizations, like you state just now, where una dey do this review, organizations wanna feel say don't divert wetin they initially be.
What of feel say oh, we know they work by feel say, we dey work by evidence. We don't go, and there is evidence to the fact. What of feel say we no operate by feel say.
So how na they determine say this organization a focus don't change from what they do initially, where be make we put some part of new?
Now make we concentrate our attention at the district level. We say every organization they exist. There is this pair mechanism. Now they all then at the same side. So if you don't go openly political, it's not a hidden thing. So we know say where you don't go political. You can go political, but if you not a part of that organization again, the organization can remain with National Election Watch once you don't go. Because we don't want to stop anybody in your ambition. We all have our different ambitions. But no more, you not go to head an organization, you dey in politics, and then that organization continue for be part of us.
Now that the recommendations they go this way, what new they urge the political actors them for do?
Well, we have done our best for let the political actors they understand say though they get interests, the national focus for take priority over their own parties and interests. But since that is not working, we dey go now to the public. We dey use the opportunity where we dey go so for go organize we own leadership business, for reach out to the public again about this whole tripartite arrangement. Educate the public on who side we don comot, who side we don cancel far. And we also talk of the bill wey dey right now and wey parliament don put out a call for let the public come with position papers. We go tell them about that bill dey, and we go tell them say parliament dey expect the public for make dem go able do position papers. And so as a district, e open to them. If dem no be know, we dey tell them, and we go tell them especially we own position on the key issues wey we don identify. And then we go get like a feedback from every district wey we go catalog and put into a document wey we go feel say that dey go be the impressions of the public about what is going on.
This document go serve to the major players them na the political scene.
For answer this question, I will just come back to APC the action in 2023 where they say they not dey go na Supreme Court because they already know wetin go be the decision. So that day it will remain an assumption. If they be go there, then that same day would they able point to the fact that APC go and assault this the courts do. But now we not go able to say whether the court before do good work or not do good work. So now like this. When we get this with document, we submit them to parliament. If parliament act on them, fine. If you don't act on them, we go say we be gather. What we get from the public from every district and will be submitted to parliament. They not act on them. But if we not do that, we not go make reference to them.
At this point, organizations them where they work around the rule of law, and also organization they again where they work around good governance, they appeal to the president in good conscience in as much as the constitution grant the powers for make certain appointments, but then they appeal to in good conscience for adhere to some of the agreements them where they inside the tripartite recommendation, especially one day where they speak towards electoral reforms ahead of 2028 elections. In this case, what in you go say?
We told the line of their organizations then they, because if you don't say una go engage and una can't tell me what una want, and they go engage and they can't tell you what they want, and you accept what they tell you say they want. If you not be accept them, we will understand. But if you accept them and then you go against them, then that's not correct. It's not correct.
So is it treating the tripartite or the agreement for national unity as a gentleman's agreement?
But that is what it is. It's nothing beyond that. If there be one, let it be something beyond that. The whole document, before don't go present them in parliament. Because now will all making institution. So if parliament be able to make a statement on them and agree on them, that would have now been a legal document guiding us.
For set up a committee on that particular implementation day. We asked the deputy leader the last time, he said that the APC not make themselves available for letting set up the committee.
So that don't tell you say the very arrangement say only two political parties let us go sit down and determine how this country have for go, not correct. Now that they don't say if you get back to the APC, they will get the way they go say, where is the independent voice? We go say, now this actually be me. It's missing. So this na bonfu and the bonfu with the public. When you go here, they will talk to you. When you come here, they will talk to you. But there was nobody present.
Is it deliberate?
You know? I think it is.
So with that bonfu, in your opinion, how you foresee the 2028 elections with all waiting they go on now? The reforms, the concerns where they come back and forth, the feeling from the opposition like governments don't deceive them, the governments feeling like the opposition want for work with them, but let they achieve what them don't sign. So all of waiting they unfold now. How you foresee 2028 elections?
Well, interestingly, the reforms will get the objective for provide solutions, but it don't seem for provide them solution then they. And you know how come out 2023. We for don dey see concrete steps where they move towards having a different scenario in 2028. But that's not what we are seeing. That's not. By then, there not to that disagreement there would expect between the APC and the SLPP. By then, there since now then two we go into their agreement there, would they expect the or two for the talk to we about how this thing is going? But that's not what is happening. So, how can I be hopeful for 2028 when EB say we don't come out from 2023 with disagreement and we are marching towards 2028 in the same disagreement? How can I have hope that it will be better?
So at this point, as elections observer organization, where don't they observe elections? Una don't they part and parcel of the electoral systems of the country? Una concern say the issues where organization like new be don't they call out since the build up to 2023 with all waiting they unfold now. Una concern say it might happen the next elections?
Well, they say the phrase I don't know why them phrase here can lost per minimum. They say coming events cast their shadow. So if really the married they come up fine, now the events they're leading to the married. Now we are going towards the 2028. The events where they lead we to the 2028, we don't see it already they in chaos. They in disagreement. So that they give a pointer, they give an indication that we are not heading for a very healthy process.
Let me look at some of the messages the viewers that don't send Reverend. Then we will come back to you. This one they take from Fode Mustafa today. They say the idea was that the tripartite recommendation should be taken to Parliament within 6 months, according to the former US ambassador. But the government did not do it and the opposition didn't act. Has everyone forgotten?
This one from David M. Thorley. He said, "Thank you, Reverend. May God bless you. Everything that this country is partisan. Guys, think about the health of the country. The country is very sick. Instead of thinking of healing, we are adding salt to injury."
This one from Ali Fatah Al-Hadi. He said, "Reverend, I beg to differ. The tripartite recommendations are regulation which is binding and has direct effect on some of the provisions in the Constitution."
This other one from Kube is say, "We pray for Sierra Leone that the good Lord will take control. Nothing is bigger than the Lord. Watch and see."
Celia Bomade say, "Why were the other political parties not represented in the tripartite agreement? We have 17 political parties. Correct me if I'm wrong."
This one from AM Benda is say the political players are not thinking about how to move this country forward, but how to gain power and feed their long-term drive.
All right, let's look at few. This one from Banks. They say all of these bodies that are supposed to be non-partisan have sold their conscience, their integrity, and honesty for their selfish interest. But surely the Almighty Allah that I serve will surely hear the cry of the people of Sierra Leone.
This one from Mohammed Toure. He said this discussion now is irrelevant, because the need for the reforms meant that some parts of the constitution is not serving the purpose.
Kelly Sylvanus Harding, they say your organization new called an elections result, which you have no mandate to do. It's today the opposition APC is using your result as reference, say then thief the elections.
This one from Mohammed Jallo is say National Election Watch. When I always deal with people in this country, make a lack on our organization. Thank you, Reverend.
All right, the last one they take from Mohamed Koroma is say the premature action of new in using a sample of 700 polling stations to determine the outcome of an election with over 11,000 polling stations undermines the peace, democracy, and trust in our institution and the government. They sold the very integrity of our country to Qatar Center and foreign institutions or countries that have their own ill interest in our country. New was bent on regime change, and when that was not coming through, they rushed to discredit ESL in advance, forgetting that ECSL was established by the Constitution and hence the only mandated institution to conduct and declare elections outcome.
All right, this other one from Benda is we should be thinking of the provocation made by Guineans, not election, which is far away.
Alifona, they say that's the correct word, Reverend. We need to be sincere about Sierra Leone, from the ordinary citizens, politics, CSOs, and journalists.
This one said reform is good, but we all could have in mind that law is always supreme. Don't bend the law for your own personal gains.
Lolo Gasparini, they say these elections observers are not trustworthy. In their own reports, they said that President Bio won, but said he didn't reach the 55% mark. They pushed for a runoff, and it looks like the main reason was because a second round would have meant more funding from the places they had already approached for money. The last one I will take forever when they say, how can one join new?
Abdurrahman Dumbuya say na hardship they make people a thing but elections.
All right, from the messages they come back to Reverend James Lahai for Lego respond. Over to you, Reverend.
That's quite a full basket. The first person they tell we say the initial idea was therefore don't take the tripartite recommendations to Parliament, but they not do that. And they are not aware of that. But actually they not take them to Parliament. Now that they may go able to say no more. This other person, I wonder if he really know what they talk about. He saying disagree with me. The tripartite recommendations now legal documents. I don't know what's in understanding of legal. Because when they talk of legal, now parliaments now the person where they make the law in this country. And if they don't go discuss, why make even after they set committees for review constitution, they therefore go na parliament. Now for let them go make an legal. So my brother, the tripartite committee recommendations not to legal documents. Now agreement between APC and SLPP in goodwill that therefore implement them now go make the country better, now go make the country progress. But not to legal documents, in not binding. So please, now for land Andy. This person want know why no other representation not been there by the tripartite committee. Mama, we self no know. We make effort for let them know say they can arrangements them between two people and not healthy and it go sour. And that they don't happy right now. Where the two them, when they go do the agreements and come with recommendations, now then down the Allah say the thing not correct. This one for say non-partisan organization don't go partisan. Wetin me know national election watch no go partisan yet. We remain with the issues and we stand by the issues and we continue for voice out the issues. We not dey allow anybody for stifle with voice. We not dey take intimidation. We will continue to stand tall with the issues because we know say all players know say the issues wey we talk about they are true. They only they talk that thing they are for intimidatory, but we will not be intimidated at all. This person say that discussion they are all irrelevant. My brother, they tell you say they're not irrelevant. They are very good. Person go feel say you know they listen, but they very they prick them. When you go lay down now, you bait na net. You listen their discussions, they wouldn't say. You look at the realities. It go make like you begin think twice. It is relevant. New no get mandate for announced results. This it don't come over and over. We don't educate the public on this severally, but people are refusing to be educated. May I tell you, whoever you are, we not ever announce results. We announce data and we projection on elections. And with projections, they picture the national. Let I tell you back today, and if you get yes, I want to hear you. When you dey cook soup, you never for eat all the plazas done first before you know whether it get pepper or it get salt. When the woman they don't mix them, now that spoon they take the knack per their hand, they lick them, and then they know say the salt do or it not do, and it will be very correct. That's the essence of sampling. It's scientific, it's statistical. If you choose, you sample right. Whatever outcome it get, it will be representative of the national picture. We do am in 2007. Wetin the Electoral Commission announced and we own na be almost the same. We do am in 2012. Wetin the Electoral Commission announced and we own na be almost the same. We do am in 2018. Wetin the Electoral Commission announced and we own na almost the same. We do am in 2023. But for the president and Samora Kamara, the year results and the voter turnout and the invalid votes, all the other one them, wetin the Electoral Commission announced and we own na almost the same. So you continue for the dream, say sample not the work. But when you go to hospital for malaria, you they say una pull me blood all for test. You just dey give them pink chook that you hand at the middle, then put that small drop. When they tell you say you get malaria, you dey go buy the medicine you drink. Now for say no, these are sample. I know we'll go treat the malaria. These are not talk butter again. I say thank you to the one that way they appreciate you for the work they do. And if we know they do their work there, this country it go bad off now we are. But their work how they do, they prick people their conscience. And I make we will continue for him with do. This person say na been premature projection we do, we not for do that. You see, anyway, I really want for appeal to the public for let them know say Salon not to an island. We not dey just by ourselves. Let us try and catch up. This thing what we they do, na thing where they happen all over the world. So not to say na Salon no more or na new no more, they use that kind of methodology. I'm glad for this person will say, let we start thinking about our national security. This politics, let not overcrowd with security consciousness. I agree with you, my brother. They always say let them not bend the law. Of course, that the rule of law now that they stand for. You not for bend the law at all. Look this person here. Anyway, some people can talk. They really don't know what they talk. They say new that we talk say the president don't win. But he not get the threshold way for make him win. You listen to yourself when you talk to. How I go say you win, but you not win? What will be say? We say nobody not get the threshold of 55% for be declared a winner. How I go say the person win, they say no win again. Yeah, I mean, what would they talk Now we dey listen who self who voice the how we will talk. If you want for be member of National Election Watch, we process the start at the district level. We form the auto with district coordinators. So that any organization will get interest. We know they join person, individuals, na organizations. New na organizational membership base. You organization they take that form and fill you details. When you don't fill you details, we dey do background check because things that they will they look for per organization. We for see if it fits waiting na we norms. When we are satisfied with that, then we dey give we code of conduct for let you sign them. So that day na they hold you culpable for say I be know wetin they stand for and I agree for the thing the way they stand for. So you dey sign that day and then we dey give certificate of membership. We dey put you na our database. Now that day no more our process. We not dey ask for money. We not dey ask for complicated things because we want more and more organizations for come on board. That day they help we for reach out because as election observer organizations, when time come for election, we want for observe and we go need observers. We get for do recruitment.
This one internal process now when they start. How long you wait for the public go hear back from una, especially regarding waiting una go gather from the field?
Well, we dey go do the field work from the 2nd of March and we go end up na western area here on the 25th of March. By end of April, we go done the whole process, including the national meeting. Usai we go elect the chairperson and also the regional coordinators and regional secretaries.
So by April, we're going to get a new leadership.
Yeah, well, a leadership go don be elected by April. I don't know if it go be new or old or whatever. The national meeting na go get for go take a decision.
But now get a consensus now for no, or down for retain, or down for change.
Well, now the good thing down there about our own processes. We know we self. We dey relate constantly. So without even talking, we dey know what's going to happen. So but the one that will get the authority for take their decisions, will they give them the owners for take the decisions. When will they talk, now will they observe people, and will not say people they observe we. So we are very careful when we they deal with your processes. Let the thing them way will they condemn, let them not see our inside we.
Not a secret saying you don't come under serious fire, especially from members of the public who disagree with una methods, who una they work with, especially the one who una can come out and give provisional results based on una own data. And una not they come out openly and say from after the 2023 elections, the relationship with partners, them especially the EMBs, not on too cordial. Now they go elect new leadership. How na go ensure say the new leader they wanna go get able for stand the test of time?
Well, any leader will they emerge go don't be with new for 2 electoral circles. Because like I tell you, with membership we review up after every electoral circle. And then after 2 electoral circles, we can go now for do elections for the leadership. So that don't tell you say the person already don't imbibe in himself the norms of new before that kind of opportunity they come for let take the leadership. And I don't agree say we relationship strain with EMBs. We get 2 EMBs. That are the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone and the Political Parties Registration Commission. We not get any problem with the Political Parties Regulation Commission. We not get any standoff with them. We they relate well. We dey invite them for our process, then they go there. We dey write for meeting, then they invite we dey go home. Very healthy meetings. And at the Electoral Commission, now still not able to come out yet for the grievance wey dem get for the disparity wey been dey between the announced results and we own projection. And I really don't know why that for be an offense to them. Because these are institutional things. These are not about personalities. These are not about individuals. These are institutions. You don't do your work as an institution. We don't do your work as an institution. How that go bring a standoff between me and you? Especially when we make the effort for let you know wetin we get, but you not give me the opportunity. So
this standoff continue. What happens 2028 in terms of on a function as election observation body?
Well, we will always get way we will able to make sure say we work. So if even it continue like this, we reach 2028, we go work. And we go give credible feedback to the public.
Una still go maintain there una prediction them where una can do been land una inside this problem una this so.
We not land per problem. Oh. Not say we land per problem. We not land per problem. If individuals in the Electoral Commission feel say they are aggrieved because we did our work, not a problem we land per. We not land per problem. Posterity go judge we, go judge them. But I have to tell you, see, now before we approach any election for say we want to observe, we dey look at the context, and then we dey design with strategy where they note the context and where they able make we maximize the work we dey do. We dey work no more from the blues. We dey look at the overall context, and then they guide we in the strategy we dey develop for interface with the electoral process.
You see on an online problem. But that una elections results where una been give.
That data.
Una be used for giving prediction them. Projection. A lot of people say it been premature.
Who that are the lot of people?
The public. ECSL. Political party.
Is it all political parties? Or even the political parties? Is it everybody in the political party? And the question where you supposed to ask, why the political parties here in previous elections not be they raise the concerns when they raise now? Now for ask them there and then they. Why did they not cry it down in 2007, in 2012, in 2018? Why only in 2023? When it has been the same process, the same methodology, the same formula. So what went wrong?
So now don't mend the relationship now with ECSL?
Well, we are still hopeful that we will overcome this. Because then see there na personal kind of waiting no more. We feel say this is not anything we cannot overcome. We are still very hopeful that we will overcome this and we can collaborate and we will face 2028 together and give confidence to the public that the elections will be conducted in a manner where every vote will count and the outcome will be reflective of the will of the people.
All right, many thanks, Reverend James Lahai. We look forward for get you back after una come out na this una field exercise. Usai una they go continue for popularize the tripartite recommendation. Try for get una coordinator them from district level come to the national level and get a new leadership, and by April you know from Reverend Lahai they will come back with a report so then go tell una the public waiting them find out from this field work when they go do effective March 2nd this year. As always, now be a pleasure for get you for continue for talk about new then stands on the implementation of the tripartite recommendation. Them continue for watch Liberty TV throughout the day where they bring canto now content of public interest as we therefore inform, entertain, and also educate tuna. To the entire production team, where Mohamed Kamara been lead and Musa Saokoma been support them with technical support. One for say thank you to una already watch you this morning. Thank you to una always continue for share with content. Them in Khadija Bangura they say have a blessed day.
All right, until we meet again, Mabel Kabadi to get a good day and goodbye.
Building tomorrow today with Rightmove. Looking for quality, reliability, and innovation in your next big build? Choose Rightmove Engineering and Construction, Sierra Leone's trusted name in transforming ideas into enduring structures. We don't just build projects, we craft landmarks that stand the test of time. From state-of-the-art offices and modern homes to fuel stations, water systems, and infrastructure, our team delivers precision, passion, and perfection. At Rightmove, we are not following industry standards, we are setting them. Through cutting-edge technology, uncompromising safety, and sustainable solutions, we are building a brighter, stronger, and safer Sierra Leone. Visit us at 54 Campbell Street, Freetown, or call 078399475 or 077504338. Rightmove Engineering and Construction. Building quality, building trust, building the future.
It's Labor Day. After all the grind, stress, and queries at the office, it's time to ease your brain, laugh out loud, and feel like the CEO. Laugh with Kido. Also will make sense on Labor Day, Friday, May 1st, 2026. Venue, prestigious Pintumani Hotel, 7 p.m. Ticket prices: Kido, 500 millions. Answer, 1,000 millions. Amin, table for 4, 10,000 millions. Adil, table for 8, 20,000 millions. You don't buy yourself plenty. Now come and laugh. No excuse. Media partner Liberty Online TV and cooked by Eminence Africa.
I say, it don't make sense. I don't make sense. I don't well.